Hey guys, it's Christy with ZTLotusTarot, and I just wanted to come to you with a full moon reading for the Twin Flame Collective out there. Um, the energy is super heavy tonight, all day today, I gotta be honest. And I mean, the full moon isn't even here yet. I think it's at like 11 something tonight that it's actually full, and it's gonna be full all weekend, which is really cool. So, this is a full moon weekend. Fun for all of my collective feeling the full moon energy right now. It's very heavy. I went for a hike this morning really early and, tried to keep myself busy all day because I know that it's the full moon, and so I can feel that heaviness of it, but also, being an empath, we can sometimes take on other people's projected energies if we're super intuitive. And so I've been saging all day. I've taken a couple trips underneath my weighted blanket that my mom got me. It's like, think of a thunder shirt for the dogs. Like, I so wish they had a thunder shirt for humans that just kind of like is super tight so it feels like it's hugging you and like keeping you safe or whatever. So, yeah, I spent some time under my 12-pound weighted blanket a couple times today just to get my heart to slow down, that like thumping, the heavy, heavy thumping where it's like you're super anxious, you can't get out of your head. And I don't know, just feeling overwhelmed with emotion about a lot of stuff, in general. But the full moon doesn't help in that situation either. So yeah, I just wanted to. I've tried to do this video. I don't know, maybe this is maybe the third time, and just couldn't get through it without getting emotional. And I'm gonna try my damnedest not to get emotional through this reading, but I'm hoping that by me talking my way through this video might get me into a better feeling space, a better thought space for the night, so that maybe, just maybe, I can go to sleep tonight because my energy has been all over the place today. And I mean, I've saged and I've prayed and I tried to meditate, but I can't even get into I can't even, here's the deal. I can't even lay down long enough to get in a space of meditation. That's how I meditate, is laying down, which is most comfortable for me to get into that good feeling space for meditation. But yeah, I can't sit still. I've paced this floor, I don't know how many steps today. I've hiked, I've sat in the grass, I've done everything to try and get grounded. I've grabbed my tiger's eye. I've got my bracelets all on my arms. So I'm doing my best today. So this video might not be as ecstatic as I normally am, but I'm gonna try. We did get some great cards, so that's a plus. The Victory of Miriam. This is the first card that came out, and it is about assuring you of victory and whatever it is that you desire and manifest. And a lot of these cards that have been coming out the last few days have been very similar in nature. And but this one talks about allowing yourself, again, it's so much fear-based stuff right now in the cards that I'm throwing down. And it's like, when we're in a place of fear, we're not, and this card actually goes right hand in hand, so I'll talk about them both. This one's called Sacred Soul Sister, and they're both along the same lines that are stating pretty much that if if we can get in a place in our, out of our fear, you know, and that's just like things that we're imagining to be real that aren't there, you know. This is the same thing that I talk about with tarot. Like sometimes if you jump in the rabbit hole of tarot, you know, you can get flipped upside down. You know, you got to really be sure that if this message isn't for you, that you don't claim it. And if it's for you, then claim it. You know, if it's positive, wonderful. You know, and that's a lot of times why I try not to listen to negative tarot either, because it can get you into a place of like, hey, maybe that is my story. I don't know. I don't know for sure if it's my story. But that's a very dangerous place to live. So if it's not readily today in your reality, your story, then, you know, I don't know, wish it well. Pray for whoever's, you know, dealing with it or whatever you need to do to let go of it. Um, so yeah, both of these cards are really about getting into a place of getting out of fear and living in a place of trust and faith and knowing and allowing and letting up on that resistance of anything that doesn't serve you. You know, bottom line is if we're in a place of fear, it doesn't serve us. So you have to get to a space where you're letting it go, you know, and just trusting that, again, like yesterday's card, that whatever you're manifesting, whatever you desire, whenever it's time for that to manifest, it will. You know, you just have to stay in a place of faith and keep moving forward, keep moving in a direction of healing, of joy, of passion, of purpose, of knowing in your heart space that you know the truth. You know deep down what is the truth, and you just keep healing, you know. And the reason I say that in that manner is that this card, I had to throw shadow work because I'm like, okay, what am I working through, you know? And healing unfolds when we put in the work, you know? And here I go burping again. And when I say the work, what I mean is it's like when we know what hasn't served us in the past, the decisions we've made in the past, the things that we've been through that have put us on a less than stellar path, you know, where we started to reap shit karma and like, you know, things not going well for us. And, you know, it's pinpointing those behavior patterns or circumstances or temptations or anything that has led us down that path. And a lot of that has to do with recognizing all those things, ideas, influences, people, you know, looking at all those factors that contributed to decisions that didn't make you happy in the end, based on what were the consequences, you know? And that's the thing. Like, you know, every decision we make in our life leads to, it's like there's an outcome, right? Every decision has an outcome. Some of those outcomes are amazing. Some of them are fantastic. Some of them are perfect. And some of them suck, you know? And if we can go back to those moments that sucked, just for a minute, we don't want to live there long, but we're trying to heal it. We're trying to fix it. We're trying to learn from it and grow from it and become wiser because of it. Not keep living in a space where we're not making decisions that are in our best interest for the future, you know? So that's what shadow work is all about. It's about figuring out what went wrong in a situation, in your past, in an idea, in something that you created movement forward in the wrong direction, whatever that means, you know? Remember how I said yesterday our life is made up of about 15 to 20 super important moments in our life where if we had made a different decision, it could have changed the whole trajectory of our life, you know? And so it's like pinpointing those negative moments, right? Where we had a choice to make. And instead of continuing on a path of making those same types of decisions, same types of wrong moves, same types of behavior patterns, same types of belief systems, we have the ability to change it, you know, to switch it up, to like alchemize it. I don't even know if that's a word. Did I just make up a word? I might have. But it's alchemy, it's change, it's magic, you know? It's like super exciting. It's taking energy and transforming it. And so how exciting is that we have the ability to do that just with learning and becoming aware of what the outcomes were in the past for us, you know? But see that working through the shadow triggers us, you know? It makes us feel uncomfortable big time. And so a lot of people don't want to do it. And that's okay too. It has to be on your own divine timing when anyone decides to do any kind of shadow work. And sometimes you're forced into it. You don't even know it's happening, you know, and sometimes you may be in the middle of it and you don't even realize it. But, you know, hopefully nobody is ever pushed into it super brutally because that sucks. That's like a dark night of the soul type deal. And it's like, you know, you could be feeling, you know, anytime you're trying to become victorious in anything, you know, you have choices, you have decisions to make, you have evaluations to do of the situation. You have trusting your intuition, you know? The Sacred Soul Sister is really about your intuition and why it's even there for us to begin with. And the way this card reads is that we all have a conscious self and a, what do you call it? A conscious and subconscious self, okay? So basically, like, we have the ability to not live, like, to live in our head would be conscious. And to live in a space where we can only reach this subconscious mind of ours, where we can really, really tap into our intuition, is during dreams and during meditation. And, you know, quiet times where, you know, we're really focused on tapping into those other realms of existence in this universe, you know? But it's when we are most aware of what we know and what we don't know, you know? And so it's like, start a dream journal, you know? Start writing stuff down because your intuition is trying to tell you things. And although you'll write down a dream sometimes if you remember pieces of it, it's fragmented, which means it's like remembering bits and pieces of things. But when you start to piece those things together, you start to realize what your dreams, what your meditations, what your soul, what your stomach, in the pit of your stomach, when you feel that not good feeling in your stomach, you're going to know that this is your subconscious mind awakening and trying to give you an idea of what kind of choices need to be made in which direction. Do you know what I mean? So like like we I'll give you an example because this was the perfect example today. All day, all I can do is think about my daughter, you know? And it's like, I don't know what's wrong, but I know something's wrong. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I just had that gut feeling all day on my hike. I couldn't get it out of my mind. I couldn't get it out of my, I don't know. I just couldn't. And so it's like, when we tap into those things, they try to tell us important things to alert us so that we're aware when something is good, bad, something's going wrong, something needs to be evaluated, and it hasn't stopped all day. And I must have called her about 50 times today just to try and hear her voice so I know she's okay. She is working. I did speak to her boyfriend, but it's like, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, when you know something's wrong or you feel something's off, or, you just have to tap into those things. You have to see what is going on. You have to investigate. You have to become aware that that is your body trying to tell you something. Like today, I don't know. Maybe my daughter needed me. I have no idea. But it's one of those things that it's like, I felt a connection with her energy today, and I know that she needed me in some way, And so, and I still feel it in my gut, right now, like a bellyache. And it won't go away till I speak to her. So that's just how intuition works. So, but the Sacred Soul Sister talks about tapping into doing it on purpose, taking note of things on purpose, becoming aware to things, becoming more mindful of things. And a lot of times we get distracted in daily life from the things that we're supposed to be paying attention to. For instance, if we, this is such an age of phones. And here I am on YouTube, like talking shit. So stupid. But like, we're such a society being so attached to a phone all day, every day, and it's like, excuse me, it's one of those things that it's like, if we could just make some time to put down the phone and really, really tap into our energy, and I don't care if it's for an hour a day that you say, you know what, I'm going to put down the phone today and just rest. Because that, even blue light on the phone, it makes our conscious all weird, all of our brain chemistry all effed up, and it keeps us in a space of being awake. So the worst thing you can do is take your phone to bed. You know what I mean? Because you should make time to shut that shit down, and get quiet, let your mind rest, because all of that stimulation to your brain creates a lot of like fog. It creates a lot of distraction. So I just thought that was interesting because because you're in a stage right now, collective, in your shadow work that's called bargaining, you know? And we talked about the stages of grief. There's 5 of them. Bargaining is a stage of grief that comes after anger. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So I forget what I was saying, but yeah. So bargaining, that's where we were at. Bargaining is a stage of grief that comes after anger, when we've gone through a loss of any kind in our life. And now, like, people might say, okay, well, I haven't lost anybody or anything or any, but bargaining and grief comes from any kind of loss, whether it's a loss of like feeling of belonging, a loss of feeling home, a loss of feeling like this goes deep, and I'm gonna try not to cry for reals, but like especially if you've always been in a space where you never really felt home, and you're always like or never felt like you fit in, it's almost like an identity crisis. Like, who the hell really am I don't know. But maybe if I did this, I could have been this. And maybe if you name it. It's about feeling a sense of wanting to evaluate how things could have been done differently and what would have been the outcome if they were done differently. That's bargaining. And that's exactly what I'm talking about with Soul Sister. It's like going between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And it's bargaining between the two. Like, do I worry or do I trust? Worry, which is a headspace thing between your ears. What's going on inside your brain to bring fear and doubt and worry and regret and all those ugly things that we don't want to live in that space, about. Instead, if we could choose in those situations where we're feeling like we're ruminating over everything that we're thinking about in this moment, if we could tap into our intuition and choose to go within and figure it out, like, how can I learn to forgive in this situation? Instead of knowing that you can't change things, meaning you can't change this for that in the past. It's done. It's gone, But in order to heal, you have to be able to forgive completely and 100% forgive. And I don't know if that's forgiving another person, forgiving yourself, forgiving circumstances, forgiving anything, forgiving the idea that there could have been anything done differently. Because the deal is that we talked about yesterday, is everything has a purpose. Even if it's a fall, even if it's like something that we feel like we will never recover from, there's space for healing, there's space for forgiving, and there's space to know that that was meant for you on purpose, God's plan for you, your divine orchestrated plan, your life path. Because maybe tomorrow it allows you to feel gratitude in a situation going forward. And maybe it allows you to introspect and to recognize things that do need healed, things that do need worked through, things that do need questioned, or, decisions that could have been done better, or things that could have been tweaked, And it's all a purpose, though, for your next step in life, whatever that step is. And so bargaining is a really great place to try and tap into your faith and your knowing and your recognizing that you have that great intuition within you to remember, even remember times in the past where things had good or bad outcomes, and what worked when I was doing this and what worked if I did that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a good place to be in the grieving process, bargaining. But it's also a space to begin why we're there to begin with. Excuse me, in bargaining is because we're trying to postpone or avoid, even better word, avoid any further hurt in that kind of way. Which is amazing because that's going to help us again on our next step in life, in our next grieving process, in the next thing that we have to go through that grieving process with. So it is a good place to be in your shadow work, in the bargaining stage of grief. It allows you to tap into your awareness and your intuition and your faith, above all, faith. And this also says that, like, during this bargaining stage of grief, that you need to know that you are the queen or king of your world. You are. That means that you're able to, within you, within your body, within your soul, within your being, you have the capability to make the rules. You make the laws. You make the decisions. You're the judge and the jury, yo. I mean, it's pretty powerful. Outside world means nothing to what's going on in here. Because if in here you're the ruler, nothing out here can touch you negatively if you have rules and boundaries and things set up to protect you, to protect your inner being, to protect your soul, to protect your heart space, to protect your thoughts, to protect your good feeling energy, to protect your aura, And so Spirit is saying that, remember that you are the king or queen of your world. Nothing outside of it can affect you or your being. Meaning, if you're living from a heart space and you have all kinds of love to give, and you have boundaries set up around that because maybe in the past you've been hurt or rejected or, or you've created walls, that there's certain things that need to be done to be crossed. You're the king or queen of your world. So continue to live from a space of love at all times, and protect that in whatever way you see fit. Because you're the only one that knows your rules. You're the only one that knows your traumas. You're the only one that knows your hurt. You know, you're the only one that can know what makes those things loosen up, what makes them a little bit laxed, you know, and you can decide, you know, what you need in order to feel secure enough to give somebody the key to those doors, you know, and because maybe your heart's fragile, you know what I mean, and that's perfectly amazing, to be honest. And maybe there's certain things that you've done in the past or tried in the past that didn't work for you, and so you learned from those things to now require a different passcode to get in that door. You know what I mean? Like, because the last time, you know, you just left the screen door open and a couple flies got in, and you know what I mean? And like, what I'm saying is that you've learned from things that you've done in the past where you weren't as guarded and you were super vulnerable, where you really got stomped on in a process of that. And so that caused you to create more barriers, right? And so in the healing of that, you have to be able to get to a space of pure love, just pure love, you know, and not fearing it, but embracing it and knowing and having faith that that love is going to be given to you in return. And so in that grieving process, you know, you just, in that bargaining stage, you're still at a place, collective, where you are deciding, you know, what would it require to open those doors and maybe, you know, let the sun shine in a little bit. You know, like, what's your passcode, you know? And the thing is that if you've really embraced forgiveness of yourself and of someone else, and you're living in a space of pure love, then you can know that you're on the right track of healing. And the kind of love I'm talking about doesn't come with stipulations. And it doesn't come with like conditions, you know? It comes with just pure intensity and like trust and faith and perseverance and patience and kindness. You know, what is that Bible verse? 1 Corinthians 13, I believe. 1 Corinthians 13. Yeah. Amazing. In fact, pull it up because I have to read this for you guys, because now I'm on a mission here to find this. Okay, so like, this is just a short little version of it, but if you ever want to look up a great Bible verse when you're feeling like you need to come to a space of full, pure love for someone else, or a space that you would love to find that type of love, it's a good one to read. Now I need my glasses. These words are so small. Okay. Strive eagerly for the greatest spiritual gifts, but I shall show you a still more excellent way. If I speak in human and angelic tongues, but do not have love, I am a resounding gong or clashing cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy and comprehend all mysteries and all knowledge, if I have all faith so as to move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away everything I own, and if I hand my body over so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous. It is not pompous. It is not inflated. It is not rude. It does not seek its own interests. It is not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. So, if we can get into a space of our healing that allows us to feel that kind of love for someone else, then we know that we're on the right track, because we can move forward knowing that that sword, it's out of our back. We're not going in the past. We're not making people relive past experiences because of our hurt. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's something that's healed. It's healing, So so that's the shadow work for today. Just because the moon energy is so heavy, I feel like we all need it. I know I do. What the heck? But yeah, so yeah, that's what's going on, and I'm gonna give you a couple cards here just to see what's going on in your energy. See if the collective is going up. 10 of Cups. See, now that's the kind of love I'm talking about. Exactly. That's the love that everybody desires, the real deal, where people love you unconditionally, period. They see your face and they light up, and it's like somebody just knows that they love you, and they don't know why, but they do. And that's the 10 of Cups, they'll show you, they'll tell you, they won't be afraid to tell you, they'll just do it. This is beautiful for this energy today, because I'm here to tell you, that the kind of love that you're desiring is the 10 of Cups, whatever that Bible verse was that I just read, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Yes. Amazing. That's the kind of love. But right now, you may feel like you've missed the opportunity in some way to have the 10 of Cups. have all this love for somebody. You want to go rushing in. Got all this fiery passion. And it's like, you want to be successful. You want a new beginning, a new passionate beginning in love. And that's like, that's hot. Just saying. And you feel like, and you're feeling like somebody's bored with the idea of your love. But you have all these nostalgic memories, memories of this person, and you know that it's divine timing at play with the angels. So you have to be patient. Love is patient. Love is kind. You know, faith. These are cards of beautiful faith, you know. 4 of Cups, please. It's like, it's like you don't want, it's like, 3 of, it's like part of you doesn't want to wait, if I'm being honest. And if that's the case, if there was not, if you decided not to wait, it would be an injustice. Karmic justice would not be served correctly. Devil at the bottom of the deck. So that could be anything from temptation to just, you know, move forward or do whatever you needed to do in that situation. Let's see what the, the Fool. It's like stepping off a cliff in the wrong direction, if I'm being honest, to go ahead and collaborate with someone else. Which would actually be like a real shit move, apparently, to somebody. 5 of Swords, which is like very bad energy. What is the 5 of Swords, for God's sakes? No longer going within, not thinking about it. Causing 3 of Swords a heartbreak. Three of Swords. causing a heartbreak to an empress. Oh, that sucks. An empress is super abundant. You know, she's all 4 queens in the deck. It's a beautiful energy. That's a shame for whoever's doing that to an empress. They're going to lose. Yeah. Death card. Fuck. That sucks. I would love to call it transformation. Yeah. The Wheel of Fortune for the devil. The Wheel of Fortune's in the devil's favor. That sucks. And this must be a twin flame connection. We have the 4 of Wands, the 2 of Cups. If you're in a twin flame connection, caution. 7 of Swords. Lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking around. This is why twin flames don't normally come together. Because it takes a long time to learn hard lessons. I hate that. Okay. Well, what's the outcome? Somebody gonna need strength. Pretty sure it's the Empress. Looking at their decisions better. Working on looking at the decisions better, to have the strength to look at decisions better. Fears, being afraid. Yeah. Ugly energy, yo. Wow. Somebody sharing their energy with somebody else. Sorry. 6 of Pentacles, please. Yeah. Bad energy. Well, I'm going to end her there because that didn't end on a very good note. And that was a super good start. And we're almost at an hour, so I'm good. You guys have a good night. Bye.